So in our last video, we talked about having a positive mindset to glean whatever you want in your life. And Josh made the comment, I tell my kids they can accomplish whatever they want in their life as long as they put their mind to it. So we're going to talk about that today. Welcome to Finding Hope in a Suffering Society. I'm Rob.
I'm Josh.
And we're here to help you find the beauty
In the darkness.
And if you found that light out of the darkness,
please go and spread that. Spread that beauty with other people. Share it with everybody.
So let's talk about your comment from our last video. You indicated that you told your kids that they can accomplish whatever they want in their lives, right?
Well, I've always told them there's nothing that you can't do. And the reason I tell them that is it's a mindset. It's all about you need to decide what you're willing to sacrifice to get it. There's nothing you can't do, but you're going to have to sacrifice something. Whether it's time, whether it's money, whether it's friendships, there's always something you're going to have to sacrifice to get to that goal.
So I'm curious to hear what people think, and drop a comment if you would on this. Do you think your kids' generation, if you do have kids, do you think they're built a little bit differently than our generation was growing up?
I think our kids are different than us?
Yeah,
and I hate admitting that because it's like, growing up, your parents would always tell you, yep, it'll change when you get older. I hope you have kids just like you and all that. And you're like, yeah, whatever. I'm never going to be that old stodgy person. And I'm growing up going, I'm turning into that.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here going, man, because kids nowadays don't have the same work ethic we had. They don't.
I don't think they do.
They don't know what it's like to go to work and put in a hard day's work. I can tell you, I don't know any young kids in my trade. None. I think the youngest person I know in my trade is like 30.
And your trade is construction and specifically framing.
Framing,
correct?
construction, building houses. We show up. There's an open slab of concrete with a basement. We frame everything up and we leave. That's it. That's all we do, framing. And I can't find guys young that want to do it anymore.
And I think it's hard work. And I do think, to your comment, that our kids' generation, I don't know if I've trained my kids well to sacrifice and to really kind of dig deep and to put in that extra effort to get to where they want to be. I'm not saying that I've got great kids, and so do you.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, my eldest, who's now 18, we just took her to college a couple weeks ago. When she was 15, I think, 14 and 15, she worked for me in the summer. That's how she paid for her first car. She realized that working for dad, I don't get taxes taken out. She can't really get a job till she's 15 anyway, but I paid her cash. She got paid very well for what she did, and she was able to buy her first car by working for me 2 summers and have money in the bank to fix it when it broke. But so she knows I could take you to a house and I could show you the house and go, that second floor is all my daughter. She did that. Today I got to go work with another framer. He had an incident probably, I think it was like 8 months ago, where his brother was hurt on the job and his brother can no longer do the job. So right now it's him, his dad, and his 15-year-old daughter. She got out of school today. He picked her up. She came and helped us set trusses.
A 15-year-old girl did that.
Setting trusses.
Wow.
She's up on the wall setting trusses as they come in with a crane.
Wow. So some of you people out there, you might want to share this video with your children. A 15-year-old girl actually setting trusses.
On a house. She's running the front wall. I'm running the back wall. We're talking the whole time. I love working with this girl. She's so much fun. She's always smiling, always laughing, having fun the whole time we're there. Makes my day. I've told her dad, anytime you need help, you better make sure Kate's there with us.
And again, my kids are hard workers. They always have been.
But there's a difference between hard work and putting in hard work.
So can you expand on that?
So I would say this, like my middle daughter, she's a hard worker. She puts in the hard work. She's a good student. She gets good grades in school. But if I ask her to go out and do some hard work, here's a shovel, dig a hole. She wouldn't know how to start. Like it's not in her. It's not. My eldest daughter, I could tell her, here's a shovel, dig a hole. She would say, how deep do you want it?
So you don't think it's a matter of like you not training her up to do that? It's just how she's built? Because
it's how they're built. Not everybody's built. Like that's the thing I tell people that come to work for me. Not everybody's built to do this job. You're not. You need to have thick skin. You need to learn how to work through sickness and broken bones. And oh, by the way, casts were gone.
Oh yeah, I didn't notice that.
Came off yesterday, 6 weeks.
Awesome.
We're calling it good. We're not going for a recheck. We're just saying we're good.
Good for you.
It works. It moves.
Looks
Doesn't
good.
hurt.
Good for you. Looks good.
You got to learn how to deal with that. And I don't think kids nowadays know what that's like. They're so used to having instant gratification with having phones.
You know what? I mean, that is the one thing that I've talked to my daughters about is just you can't, if you want something, it's not going to happen overnight. You got to work at
No,
it, put the effort in,
it is. And it's any aspect of anything in life, nothing worth having comes easy. It's just I don't think it does. If it's just handed to you, you don't have that same care. You just don't.
Yeah. Well, and I think it comes down to one word, and this was really kind of proven too. If they looked at students who were really good math students, a lot of them come out of, if they compared, I think it was the Japanese students to American students, and
Okay.
how they were so much better in math, and it came down to one word. You know, the difference was
What?
persistence.
Really?
That simple. It was just they were more persistent in figuring out, I'll just say, the math problems, and that resulted in better scores, higher IQs. I don't know why. I don't know why this generation, the younger generation, isn't as persistent as the previous one. And again, I'm making a deduction there, and again, some of you may not agree with that, but that's kind of what I see.
And I feel like honestly, like my generation, I was born in 81. So 82, maybe even up to 85, that generation is kind of the last generation of hardworking people. And the thing that people don't think about is if we don't start getting younger people into these trades, who's going to
Yeah.
build your houses?
And there's a lot of money to be made in the trades too.
There
And
is.
it's such a great opportunity for people that
College
don't
isn't
want to go to college and spend 100 grand and then
college
to
is
do
not
what?
for everybody.
That's
It's
right.
not. I went to college. I have a couple degrees, and you know what? I own a construction company and don't even use them. I mean, do they help? Yeah, the business because they're all in business, but they don't apply to my daily job. They don't. What applies to my daily job is hard work and knowledge. And that's what's cool about the trades is you just gain a little bit of knowledge, but if you're a hands-on worker like I am, I learn by doing. I don't learn by reading. And that's the difference. I think people that are in the trades and that kind of stuff are people who learn by doing.
And I think, our videos, the titles of our channel is Finding Hope in a Suffering Society. I think people are putting themselves through some personal suffering when they're going into something that really doesn't fit them. And maybe their parents are forcing them to go to college. They're suffering if they're not aligned with what they really want to do, if they have a passion for it. So, you people out there who are, want your kids to go to college, just ask yourself, is that really the best thing for them?
And
You know?
for me, it just it didn't make sense. And it doesn't for everybody. If you have a kid that's got ADD, I got a job for him. Like seriously, we joke about it all the time that if you have ADD, you're a doer. You're not someone who could sit there. I'm not someone who could sit in an office. I'm fortunate. I love what I do. I do. I genuinely love my job. Do I have bad days? Absolutely.
Who
But
doesn't?
you're going to have that at any
That's why they
job.
call it work.
Yep. But I
Yeah.
enjoy what I do, and that's something I tell my kids. Make sure that you find something you love. Because if you love it, yeah, you'll work. There's days you'll work.
And I even
But
think
there's days that you don't work.
I
You
even
just
think
get to enjoy it.
kids are having a hard time trying to figure out what they truly do love.
They are.
You know what I mean? And I don't know the why behind that. And even when I went to school, I didn't know what I really wanted to do. And I found it later on in my career. But the path is not linear to get to where you want to be. Matter of fact, most people who go to school with degrees, I think maybe 10, 15% of them actually work in that
In
particular
that field.
It's true.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're doing something else. Now, I do think college is there to kind of help you grow up. I know I needed to grow up in that 4 years. That 4 years was put there for a reason, not just to get educated. I learned a lot about myself. I didn't think I had an opinion until I went to college, and I realized, oh yeah, I got an opinion because I got some discussions with people when I was. But getting back to your line to your kids about just being able to do whatever they want as long as they put their mind to it. I mean, I go back to the Bible verse, I can do all things through him who gives me
Exactly.
strength, right?
Yep.
And foundationally, I mean, if kids started there with foundationally their focus on Jesus and what he can do through them, even more so, they can do whatever they want to do, right?
Agreed. Agreed wholeheartedly. That's something that I was actually kind of proud of my daughter. I just talked to her the other day, and she was talking about getting in with a ministry group up there, and I was like, well, check it out, see what they have to offer up there. You don't know. Maybe that's her path and finding her way. She's my one who's been a little stubborn in her walk with God. And you're going to have kids that are going to push back. She's my one who pushes back on it. And that's okay. I don't push it on her. Do your thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously she's 18, she's an adult. I mean, she's going to do what she's going to do.
Yep.
You still have influence. I mean, my girls are in their 20s now, and, I realize that, hey, I'm still their dad. And they still listen to me at times. They still come for advice.
Yep.
And I'm prepared to share, because they don't come very often. But when they do, it's nice to be able to say, well, why don't you think about, why don't you recommend this? And the one thing I do like to do is, versus telling them something, I ask them a question.
Talk it through.
Yeah.
Don't tell them. Talk it through with them. Like, get them to engage by questioning them and where their line of thinking is, to try to help them figure out where their line of thinking is. Because it seems like most times they don't even know the thought process.
That's right.
And if you sit back and just have a conversation and question them, it pulls it out of them.
Yeah, and here's the deal. When you're asking questions, you know what you're doing as a parent? You're actually controlling the conversation.
Well, and the thing is something I learned a while ago, is that there's a reason God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth. You should listen twice as much as you should speak.
Yep, no doubt about it. It took me a while to learn, I will say, as I've, in my
Me too. I'm very
younger
opinionated.
age, and realize that I can maybe learn something from this person if I just sit and listen and be quiet.
And you can do that with your kids too, and that's what's kind of cool. You sit
Yeah.
back, they can teach you a lot more about yourself than you realize.
Amen to that. Amen to that. I mean, I would admit, in sharing different stories and conversations with my kids, I've walked away like, well, I was wrong about that. So
That's always the worst too, when you got to walk back and be like, yeah, so I need to eat crow on this one.
yeah.
I was wrong.
Yeah.
Do you at least own up to your mistake?
Well, you know what? I would tell you that there was a time, full disclosure, when I was kind of a yeller. I used to yell at my kids quite a bit. And
I was too.
I got past that here maybe 15 years ago, but when I actually slipped and I did it, I go to my kids more than anything else and made the mistake of yelling. I'd say, I'm sorry, will you forgive me? And what I saw in my kids, they did the same thing to each other when I started doing that. And I never actually said but when I said that. I just stopped there. I'm sorry, shouldn't have done that, will you forgive me? But I never said the but, because when you lead with a but after that, you're wiping out everything you said before.
Pretty
you know
much.
what I mean? So I just say, I'm sorry, we forgive me, and I move on. You know what I mean? So, and my kids learn that too, and
I kind of do the same. I do the same with mine.
Yeah.
I was a big yeller, and even there's times now where I yell, and usually I'll come back and cool off and say, hey, you know what? I'm sorry, that was wrong of me.
Guilty.
I shouldn't have done that. You didn't deserve that.
Yeah.
I was not yelling at you for just your instance. There was other factors, and I
Yeah.
apologize. I shouldn't have taken that out on you.
Yeah. Yeah. So
was
here we're
wrong.
talking about how our kids could be better. Now we're talking about how we could be better. Kind of as we kind of
And
drift
that's
in
what
this
I'm saying. That's what I was
conversation.
just saying. We're kind of working full circle here. We're talking about how we've made mistakes as parents. We've talked about the good things we've done as parents, or things we view as good, and we've realized, hey, there's mistakes we've made along the way too.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Unfortunately, our children don't come out of the womb with a handbook saying, this is how I need to be raised. They just don't. And it's a guessing game. Each kid is different. I can tell you with 100% sincerity, I can talk to my eldest one way, but if I talk to my youngest that way, nope, there's tears, there's murmurs, I don't even know what's going on. So you got to kind of gauge that too. And in my walk with God, I've learned patience. I've had to learn patience, that I have to wait for his answers. And that translates to being a parent too, is I have to learn patience. The things that my children don't understand, I have to teach, and I have to understand that it's going to take them a while to accept and learn that.
I wish I would have had more patience as a younger father. I used to get I had this rage in me sometimes, right? And I didn't take time to simply like walk away for like a minute and then come back into it. I just kind of went, bah, and it wasn't good. I know my kids suffered to some degree because of my actions. I mean, my parents witnessed me talking to my kids like that. My in-laws witnessed me talking to my kids like that. But I figured it out later on in life.
That was me too. It's the same thing. I can remember times where my mom would come up and be like, "Really, really, you really needed to talk to him like that?"
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I did because some stupid reason. Who knows?
So we're just being real here. Obviously, nobody's perfect. Our kids aren't perfect. We're not perfect. They're not perfect probably because we're not perfect. It's probably why they're not perfect, you know?
It's unfortunate that a lot of our children's behaviors, it's our own fault. It's called learned behavior.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, you teach them with your actions, and sometimes we don't realize our actions till they smack us in the face, and it's our own children doing it, going, Where'd that come from?" Yeah, that one was me.
And then there's the opposite where you actually see these great moments where your kids are adulting well, and you're like, well, I'm not sure I taught them that, but you know what? They're doing okay,
Yep,
you know?
I agree wholeheartedly. And then there's moments where you want to lock them in a closet and throw away the key. Slide some food under the door periodically.
Being real.
Just
That's
being honest.
real. You know, I heard a pastor once say, you know, when you find the pot in your kid's drawer, like your kid, just like them, because you're always going to love your kid.
Always.
But to like them in that moment, that's really, really hard.
That's hard.
So do you like your kids? You always love them, but can you like them a little bit more?
You know, growing up, that's something my mom taught me. Is she always said that, you know, I will always love you no matter what. No matter what, I will always love you. But I
Yeah.
really don't like you right now. Fair enough.
There's a difference between
there's a
the
difference.
two. There's a difference between
She's
the
like, there's nothing you could ever do that would change my love for you.
two.
But
Right.
there's a lot of things you can do to make me unlike you.
Yeah. And I feel the same way about my kids. There's nothing they could do that would
Ever.
change their love for me. And it's just like the same thing with God. You know, God looks at us and said, man, you screwed up again, and you screwed up again, and you screwed up again, but guess what? I still love you.
He will always love us, but we need to realize that if we keep doing the same mistake over and over, there is no redemption. You need to change the behavior.
Eventually, you have to repent.
You have to change the behavior. You
Yeah.
can say I'm sorry so many times, but if you're not changing the behavior, it doesn't change the outcome.
Well, you're not genuine either.
No, you're not changing
You
an
know?
outcome, and that's what I'm saying. The point of this is learning to become better. That's what we are always trying to do, is learn to be better. How do we be better? Well, we change the learned things that we learned wrong. We're not all perfect. We're humans. We're going to make mistakes raising our kids. We're going to scream. We're going to yell. We're going to spank. Those things are things that is learned behavior from the generation before us. And right or wrong, however you view it, that's your choice. But our kids learn things by us. They learn
right.
by watching us, listening to us talk to each other. They learn just by hearing.
And I think there are people out there that are maybe watching that are thinking, man, I've really been way too hard on my kids, and I'm not treating my kids well. Well, okay, we've been there.
Change
You got
it.
tomorrow. Start
Change it.
over one day at a time. You can change it one day at a time. Don't think it's too late.
It's never too late.
I mean, I've heard of stories about people that have been estranged from their parents for 30, 40 years, and next thing you know, dad at 80 years old reconciles with a 60-year-old son. Right? Why not do it today? You know, you have an opportunity to do that.
You do. Every day is a new day, and you need to live every day like it's your last. You don't know what tomorrow brings, because you know what? The past is the past for a reason. We live in the present because every day is a gift.
That's right.
And we need to remember that tomorrow isn't guaranteed. I talk a lot about gratitude, and I start every day thanking the good Lord just for waking up. Because, I've lost some friends that just didn't wake up. And whether it be from cancer, whether it be from a heart attack, whatever it may be, you don't know if you have tomorrow. You don't. There is no guarantee. I have a friend at 31 years old that had a heart attack. He didn't die, luckily, but you don't think at 31 you're going to have a heart attack? How does that happen? It did. He almost died. You don't think that at 31. That's something you worry about at 61. That's what you think at 31. But
4 years, I gotta start worrying about that.
I'm not even saying that, but you know what I mean? Like when you're that age, that's where your head is.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It is. And that's what I mean. Life's short. It's a gift. Every day is a gift. So don't waste it. Don't waste it being angry. Don't waste it. Don't waste your good energy on bad people. Don't waste it on bad things. Just Focus on your family, focus on God, and focus on building the best life you can for your kids.
And I'm going to draft off your comments too. There's a verse in the Bible that I memorized, and it's teach us to number our days so we may gain a heart of wisdom. And I really do think if we know that our days are numbered, we're probably going to live a little bit differently than thinking that we're going to live forever. Because we do think that, I think subconsciously, I think we are going to live forever, even though that's not truth. And every day, to your point, it's not guaranteed, you know? So we're going to end this video with Josh's life first and talk a little bit about that. And it's, my grace is sufficient for you, as my power is made perfect in weakness. And if you know how much God loves you and the grace that He's given you, why not consider that, giving that to your kids? And every day, being that every day is a gift, that's grace in itself. Pass it along to the person next to you. Pass it along to your family.
Pass it along to a friend. Pass
Pass
it
it
along
along
to
to a
somebody at
friend.
a gas station. You know what? You see somebody in front of you at a gas station, step up and buy them something.
Mm-hmm. I love that
Seriously, just
idea.
you know how much that could just make somebody's day?
Mm-hmm.
Just something as simple as that, or saying hi to someone. You don't know what
Yep,
people are going through.
exactly.
So, bottom line is, you know, we came here to talk about there's nothing you can't do. And we started talking about our kids, but we're also talking about us. Here we are, us. We can change. We can become better.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I would tell you that I'll go back and I'll watch these videos. And candidly, when we're talking, I don't really hear everything you're saying. I mean, I do and I
Yeah,
don't. But I'll go back through and I'll be like, oh, I forgot he said that. That's really good. There's some times that I'll say something and I'll be like, I can't believe I said that. But again, we're not perfect, and again, we're just trying to figure out how to make it better out there for you. And while we're doing this, we're hopefully making it better for our families as well as we learn more about each other. I mean, Josh and I have only known each other for 7 or 8 years now. I would tell you that we're great friends, but still trying to figure each other out,
absolutely.
right? So, which is the beauty of kind of what we're doing. So, again, I'm Rob.
I'm Josh.
This has been Finding Hope in a Suffering Society. We're here to help you find the beauty.
In the
And
darkness.
once again, if you found that light out of the darkness,
Please go show it. Show the world. Show the world your glow, please. Because you know, the more you smile and the more gratitude you have in life, the more people are happy around you.
we'll catch you in the next video.
See you guys.